Hi guys, Lewted host here with another danked stream. Oh shoot. I think I showed that was against Pontus. Yeah, I don't want to show that. Whoops, double clicked by accident. But anyway, today I was just going to show some replays because I didn't stream yesterday for a bunch of reasons. And I just thought it would be a good idea to just talk about what I think personally about the Iberians, because I think I talked about it in my last stream, but I can't remember, so I'm going to do it again anyway. This is, of course, the Argaci against Epirus, and yeah, so I hope you guys enjoy this battle, because there's going to be two more. Well, another Iberian battle, and then just another battle as an extra. I'm not always going to show wins, I'll show losses as well.
I have chosen to attack first, men. They shall not know what hit them. Then, if they dare stay on the field, we shall rent their bones from their bodies and crack open their skulls! Them to pieces, boys!
So, I made an interesting choice because I knew I was going up against Epirus. I decided not to bring any noble fighters. Epirus could have countered with Royal Peltasts. However, if Royal Peltasts get flanked, they get hit harder than other units with the similar prices, like Silver Shield Swordsmen, who have higher melee defense, as well as higher weapon damage with less melee attack, and they do not throw light javelins. But yeah, so I brought 3 Iberian Swordsmen, 5 Scutari, and a Painted Warriors unit, right, which is right here. Brought 4 Scutari Spearmen. I brought them because they're useful. If I started losing engagements because of the shock cav, I could just use them. They're also good for fixing pikemen, as they do not have the highest of melee attack or weapon damage. Iberian Swordsmen will be better, but they can still hold a pike unit in formation while I flank with Iberian Swordsmen. My opponent I also brought 3 Balearic Slingers. Or did I? Yes, I did this one, in this battle. My opponent brought 3 Samnite Warriors, 5 Levy Pikemen. I think he also brought 5 Thessalians. And his general is a Hellenic Royal Cav, of course. Again, he didn't bring any Royal Peltasts. He also brought a Citizen Cav.
Reload now!
At first I was trying to go for his pikemen, but I said to myself, if I can shoot down his Samnite Warriors, that it would be probably better off. I'd be better off doing that instead. So I'm going to stop it here. Of course, Citizen Cav going into the middle, try to scare away my Balearic Slingers. I'll just counter with the Celtiberian Cav unit, which of course is more expensive and better in combat. Yeah, so like I said, his front was Samnite Warriors. I think he made a good call for when he put his Samnite Warriors in front, as well as his Hoplites, because they have more armor and health. So they'll survive longer than Levy Pikemen, who have 60 armor. I think they used to have 45, but only 45 health and 35 morale. If your general dies, you take a minus 15 morale penalty. So if I already killed the general early, these guys would go down to 20 morale. And if you get flanked, that's another morale modifier. I can't remember how much it is if you get hit in the rear. I do know in Shogun 2 it's minus 6. In this game it's not minus 60%, I think. Anyway, I brought Iberian Swordsmen just in case he brought pikemen. He decides to throw his precursors into my Celtiberians. Then he uses his archers to fire into my Celtiberians. I decided to charge into this unit of Hoplites because it was moving. And although I didn't do too much damage, I got like 9 kills. And then of course I'd follow up with a unit of my own to cause a lot of damage. I lost my Celtiberians over here because of the archers. And I actually didn't know that the archers were firing on them. I made some mistakes here. I got my Iberian swordsman stuck, which is not what you'd like. The Samnites took enough damage to lose this engagement eventually. Actually, no, they won over here, but they lost over here or somewhere else. His pikemen come up to support. Good call. Wouldn't have been a good call if he wasted his Thessalians. His pikemen are moving up. I mean, most of the times people will flank with spear medium units. I wasn't planning on flanking because of course these Thessalians would just murder my units. He was trying to go for my Balearic slingers the whole time. I thought it was pretty interesting. Decided to aim for his Levy pikemen because of course they only have 45 health, so they'll die pretty quickly. Decided to also aim for his Thessalians because they don't have a missile block chance. Remember, no shock cav unit will have a shield. They'll never have a shield, or if they do have a shield, they won't be able to use it in melee. Might be on their back. Over here I routed the Hoplites, so after that I ended up going to the Levy pikemen, but of course I knew I was gonna lose over there. Decided to move my painted warriors out of the range of the pikes. Threw some precursors, but I didn't do that much of a good job, so there's that. I was going to support, but it didn't work out. Over here, they're still taking a bunch of damage. He ended up aiming for my Balearic slingers, which was probably a good call on his part.
Kill, kill, kill!
Of course, his Thessalians got hurt bad because they only have 40 armor. 90 health, of course. Cavalry lasts longer than infantry, of course, because you have to take into account the mount and the man. However, they seem to be more susceptible to, in almost all cases, cavalry will lose against infantry in prolonged fights, which is why it's possible for wolf warriors to, and he made a mistake here by charging into his own pikes. Now, they didn't take any damage because that's how the game works. I decided to charge into this unit of Thessalians. Did some pretty decent synergy there. Decided to flank with my Scutari spearmen. Of course, that would also mean that his general would have to get into that fight. I tried to lessen the amount of casualties I was going to take from that charge. Did a pretty good job. Over here, eventually they were going to rout. Got the last Samnite warrior down. And that was pretty good. Decided to use this unit of cav to get these archers. He's gonna fire on it, so it doesn't matter. Eventually, the levy pikemen over here routed. I decided to use this unit of cav to charge because this unit of cav was over here. This unit of Scutari, well, these 2 units of Scutari spearmen are going to help my general win this engagement, obviously. And yeah, by this point, his general died, and that was pretty much it. I decided to charge into the back of this unit, and I didn't know his general died because I was too busy doing other stuff.
Advance at speed! Gotcha!
Yeah, but yeah, I decided to take my general out of the combat. By this point, it was pretty obvious that the battle was over. I just decided to flank these levy pikemen.
Watch out!
Yep. And yeah, about this right now, it's pretty obvious that it was a nice victory. It ended up being a costly one though, which was fine with me. So yeah, I lost like 1,394 men. My Celtiberians didn't do a whole lot of damage, but my Balearics did for sure. And they're supposed to. I mean, if you're playing as the Iberians, you have to have skirmisher superiority because that's what the Iberians rely on. They also rely on, you know, having no precursors thrown at them, no missiles hitting them, because they prefer melee tech and melee defense over weapon damage and armor. It's not such a bad thing. I mean, the Lusitani can beat the Spartans in this regard because the Spartans also, the Spartans favor mass. They favor, you know, being heavy so they can't be pushed back. And Lusitani has units that have, you know, high melee attack, melee defense, and don't rely on their own mass, even though veteran shield bearers or veteran shield warriors are heavy. They rely on their melee attack and melee defense. Their weapon damage is 36, which is above Scutari. It's not the same as it's the same as Royal Peltas, but not the same as the Celtic Longsword, which is 40. Yeah. So anyway, we're gonna move into the next one. This one I was playing as the Lusitani, and I still don't know why CA decided to allow you to fight your battles, fight your replays. I guess it would be against the AI because I don't see how that would work, unless of course the AI would just do the same things that happen in the replay. In this battle we only had about 5,000 to use, so I ended up bringing my general, which of course had to be Lusitani nobles, 2 Balearic slingers, 1 Iberian slinger, and 2 veteran shield warriors, as well as 2 Iberian cav.
I hate the Easterners. They are shifty, cunning, and will do anything to stab you in the back. They are not honest fighters. They make me nervous. We must win today, brothers. Prepare yourselves.
So I was going up against the Spartans. I was telling my Pontic ally to not bother to fight the Spartans because, like I just said, I realized over like a bunch of trial and error, a bunch of multiplayer battles, and no campaign battles, that the Lusitani have a huge advantage over the Spartans. Remember, the Spartans' biggest weakness is the fact that they're very immobile. It's a lot worse than the Romans because the Romans have auxiliaries. These guys, before they got Gorgol skirmishers and mercenaries, had only Helot slingers, Helot archers, Helot javelin men, and Perioikoi peltas. That was it. And historically, and if you've watched the movie 300, at the end, they succumb to missiles. In melee fights, they're pretty good. And when it comes to fighting missiles, not so much. In Shogun 2, it stated that a spear unit's biggest disadvantage is, of course, the missile. Melee infantry cannot hit missile infantry at range. However, spear units, especially the Naginata in Shogun 2, are slow. They're slower than most because they have more armor. In Shogun 2, in Rome 2, sorry, they also have more armor. Spear units have more armor than sword units on average. For example, the Arverni's Corps unit, which is the Chosen Swordsman, before it wasn't the Chosen Swordsman, has 75 armor. Almost every Hellenic Corps unit is Hoplites, Orthodox Swordsmen. Hoplites, which are a spear unit, have 80 armor. Thorax Swordsmen, which are a sword unit, have 75. Spear units are good for keeping a defensive line, that's pretty obvious. I decided to get as many shots off as I could against this Spartan Hoplites. I wasn't thinking too much. I mean, if I were smarter, I would have just charged in instantly. I timed that wrong for sure. And over here, I was a bit slower. I ended up closing the gap. And I mean, the Lusitani, of course, don't want precursors thrown at them. Sparta's core unit, Spartan Hoplites, don't have precursors, of course, because they're Hoplites. Hoplites will never have precursors, even though in the Wrath of Sparta campaign they did have precursors, or at least it was shown that they had precursors. Technically they don't, and even historically they don't, or didn't. It was more of the barbarians that had it. And they adopted it from, of course, the Romans, because that time in history was more of an attrition. It was more of attrition, how you could whittle down your enemy before the main fight begins, which of course is swordplay. Oh yes, I even forgot to mention, stat differences, veteran shield warriors and Spartan Hoplites cost the exact same. Spartan Hoplites are super heavy. These guys are heavy. The only reason they win is because really Spartan Hoplites are a spear unit. Technically they would be better against a unit or a cavalry unit. Their weapon damage would just go up to 41. Their melee attack would go up to 51. And so these guys, actually they'd have better melee attack just by 1 point than these guys. And they definitely would have better weapon damage. Veteran shield warriors have a better charge. However, the melee defense differences between these two are very different. When these guys are in Hoplite wall, which they are in right now, they get 82 melee defense. However, when they're not in Hoplite wall, they get 65. So these guys would die quicker than these guys because of that. And Spartans, even if they're in Hoplite wall, if these guys threw their precursors, or if these guys took missile damage before the main fight, which they did because they got charged in the rear and they had slingers throwing rocks at them, then they'll lose no matter what. However, if these guys don't throw precursors, if these guys didn't throw their rocks, and if these guys didn't charge into the back of them, there's a very good chance that they can beat veteran shield warriors in Hoplite wall. They'd end up having 41 melee attack, they'd end up having 31 weapon damage, they'd end up having 82 melee defense. Their 80 armor is more than enough to keep them in the fight for a very long time, even though these guys, veteran shield warriors, have 6 armor piercing. Unfortunately, that's not the situation that he found himself in, and of course, Lusitani nobles will beat Spartan hoplites, especially since I'm going to rear charge them anyway. Decided to distract his general so I could throw some rocks. Did a nice rear charge, and now, of course, they're going to lose. The rear charge was just for hit point damage. It's not so these guys can kill them. I mean, they're light. Of course they win. Now, here's a problem though, because these Heroes of Sparta, which of course, Heroes of Sparta will beat Veteran Shield Warriors no matter what. Unless, of course, they take too much missile damage. If they take too much, and I've seen this in so many multiplayer battles, if they take too much, they'll end up dying very quickly to missiles or anything. When you notice a unit starting to die really quickly, like if you're hitting them with missiles and they're not a pike unit, why not use a unit like a sword unit to defeat them? They'll end up dying really quickly in melee and they'll rout quickly. These Heroes of Sparta will not rout quickly and they'll end up beating these Veteran Shield Warriors, because that's just how the game works. And then he's supported with a pike unit. This pike unit ended up facing the wrong way, so I took advantage of it. It went into my Balearic Slingers, which of course is not a good thing. And I wasn't gonna use these guys to fight veteran Heroes of Sparta, because I knew I was gonna lose. However, I knew that these Royal Spartans were not going to be able to catch up to my Balearic Slingers. Apparently, super heavy units move as quickly as very heavy spear units or sword units. Pike units move slower, especially from information. These periodically pikemen are not going to stand a chance. And of course he started retreating, and they're heavy. I thought they were very heavy, but they actually change.
Surrender? Understood.
This battle was just really weird.
Gotcha. Understood.
I mean, it got very chaotic very quickly. And then, of course, I got my Veteran Shield Warriors to throw their precursors. Unfortunately, this line was too thin, so it ended up getting crushed. These Heroes of Sparta are going to get massacred because my Balearic Slingers are focusing on them. Yes, I took some damage, some friendly fire, but I also was able to hurt these Heroes of Sparta just enough. And someone, or the person that I watch on YouTube, that talks about various things. His name's Maximus. If you wanna watch him on YouTube, I'll gladly give the link. He mentioned that here, if you're in Hoplite Wall, you end up taking more missile damage, and I think the reason he gave it is because it does Hoplite Wall does not boost your armor the same way that Shield Wall does. It only boosts your melee defense and bonus versus infantry. That's it. It also boosts your bracing, yes, but bracing doesn't help against missiles. He said that in Hoplite Wall you take more missile damage, and I think the reason is because they're not using their shields to block any missiles. They are using their shields to block frontal charges, not rear charges, so they're not that well braced. No unit's really braced if they get hit in the rear. But yeah, apparently these guys took more missile damage because they weren't blocking. And that was actually a bad idea by the Cappadocians. I decided to sacrifice the Siberian Cav unit. just because I knew I was going to rout eventually. Then I followed up with my veteran shield warriors. Why? Because these guys have low armor, which is why they're so cost effective. They're cost effective, but they're not as cost effective as Legionary Cohort, who are very balanced and have good armor.
As you say.
And of course these pikemen are going to get massacred. This battle ended up really quickly because of several mistakes that were made over here. And of course pikemen aren't blocking either, but even if they were blocking, like if they weren't in pike phalanx, their block chance is only 15%. Druidic nobles don't stand a chance, no matter what.
Keep pushing. Forward. Gotcha.
Notice these guys were out of position, so I charged into them.
All right. Move it. Make it.
Hacho! Kill, kill, kill!
Fire at will.
And eventually the general died.
Forward.
Loose! Hold on!
Yeah.
And his general died over here.
Get moving.
And yeah, by about here the battle was done. I mean, it was just to... the reason why I showed this battle is because I wanted to show the power of the Lusitani against Sparta, and also the power of low armored, high melee attack and melee defense units. Scutari are kind of in that category. Gallo-Thracian infantry are pretty good too. The Iberians are just really nice and well put together, and I applaud CA for putting them into the game. I learned a lot about Spain and Portugal because of it. It was a good game. Wasn't my preferable. I wasn't my preferred cost or how many units I would really like to bring, but it was a nice battle, so I liked it. Now, today I'm not going to do too many multiplayer battles. I'm just going to do a few.
This will be a good day, brothers. They love their gold in the east and wear a lot of jewelry and even decorate their beasts. Yes, we shall be rich by the end of the day.
In this battle, I played as Galatia, went up against Carthage. Of course, it was another 3 versus 3. Rome and Arverna and my allies. In this battle, we were only allowed to bring infantry. Of course, this guy didn't get it. And missile infantry are part of it. I decided not to because I wanted to focus on Galatia's strengths. This guy brought Cav. I don't think he heard or saw the guy type it, but anyway. And of course his general is a Cav unit, which is fine. Carthage also has a Cav general. This battle, the reason why I'm showing it is because, again, I wanted to show, I wanted to just play as a different faction other than the Iberians, because I've been focusing on them. Now, I wasn't intimidated by the amount of units he brought, because the amount of units you bring doesn't matter if you're not using them well. These it's 3 Italian swordsmen and an Iberian swords unit. and he also brought noble fighters. These 4 units, especially Iberian swordsmen, would get massacred in a prolonged fight. Iberian swordsmen have 50 health and 15 morale. If they were to get charged by pretty much anything that's heavier than medium, like Cappadocians, heavy horse, so things like that, they'll get massacred. Not to mention shock cav. Oh, gotta get that. Oops, sorry about that. Yeah, these guys would get massacred by shock cav as well, obviously. Their low armor means that, let's just say I had a shock cav unit, or not even shock cav. Let's just use Galatian swords. Galatian swords have 28 charge bonus. Add that with their weapon damage, you get a unit that can do 68 weapon damage on a charge. These guys, Iberian swordsmen, only have 50 health. And they also have only 15 armor. Of course, armor doesn't block melee attacks. It only reduces the damage that it does to the unit. It's possible for a unit like Galatian swords to one-hit a unit like Iberian swordsmen. Galatian swordsmen costs 30 more than Iberian swordsmen, of course. However, Iberian swordsmen do have more melee attack and melee defense than Galatian swords. Honestly, there is no, like, in a 1 versus 1 between the two, you'd have to throw at least 2 volleys of precursors to actually beat these Galatian swords with Iberian swordsmen. Just because of the fact that if these guys were to charge these guys have less of a charge bonus, and aren't that good for charging, but they are good for flanking and stuff. If they get charged by Galatian swords, a lot of them will die on the charge, and the rest will get hit hard because of their 15 armor. They get flanked, then I think you only have to deal with... No, you have to still deal with 10 because they're wearing cloth. Italian swordsmen have the same armor as Hastati, I think. Yep. This guy was going to spam all Hastati. I told him it wasn't a good idea because of the morale. But anyway, let's continue. Galatia's strengths lie in their Galatian legionaries. Historically, and it even mentions it in the game, Galatia made some of the best mercenaries in the East because they were very barbaric. In the game, Egypt has access to the Galatian Royal Guard. Galatia doesn't, for some reason, and I think it's because they'd end up being too strong if they had access to it. That's just my opinion, I don't know. Galatian legionaries are pretty tough. I mean, they got buffed in a patch, either before or after Emperor Edition, I can't remember. But yeah, they got buffed because they came out with Caesar and Gaul.
For the gods!
And they're pretty good for their cost. Then you also have naked swords, guys who would have 15 bonus versus infantry. The only reason these guys have a 15 bonus versus infantry is because their weapon damage is 25. If they had 40 weapon damage and they were light, they'd be very cost effective. Because these guys have 60 melee defense, they have 40 weapon damage, and they'd probably cost the same. Now, oh wait, no, never mind. I can't tell if that's 2 precursors. It looks like it. If that was just 1 precursor that hit him, and it was a headshot, as it obviously looks like, then there would be some problems with the mechanics of Rome 2, because according to the mechanics, there has to be two to kill these naked swords. They have 55 health but no base value, which means that a javelin from Libyan javelin men, it only takes 2 javelins to kill a unit, because these guys have 55 health. 32 plus 32 is obviously 64, and these guys have less than 64 health. So yeah, whenever a unit doesn't have armor, they take full damage if it's not blocked and it hits them. In the naked swords case, this unit over here did take, I think, 2. It looks like he took 2. However, if he took 1 and it was a headshot, then there's something wrong. That means that there's a modifier that I don't know about. And there's some people that are saying that there probably is a modifier. So I decided to use this unit of naked swords to just chase off this unit of Libyan javelin men.
All for gold!
I decided to try something, kind of worked.
Move it!
I ended up turning fire at will off for these guys. Forgot to turn it back on when I was going to fight at these Libyan hoplites. But yeah, I don't think I didn't expect to actually catch up to these guys.
Back! Live to fight another day! Papa! Moving! Get up!
Charge!
65 health, pretty good. Took a bunch of precursor damage for some reason.
Warriors, move out!
Again, this battle would have been done a lot quicker over here if I remembered. I was gonna wait to use my naked swords. However, he decides to use his Italian swordsman to charge into them. That's something that I didn't want to happen, but I mean, if it drew these guys away, because I was thinking that they could just flank my naked swords, but they didn't.
Kill, kill, kill!
I left these guys information attack for no real reason. 1 second. Sorry about that. Once again. Anyway, where was I? The naked swords took some damage. Again, it's very obvious that, yeah. It doesn't matter where on the body they get hit, apparently. I don't know where you two are going. But yeah. That's just how it works. When your health is depleted, you die. I think he was going to use these noble fighters against my general, but ended up getting stopped over here.
Get your shield! Put on the shield wall!
Supposed to flank with these guys into these guys. I think he ended up using them against my naked swords, which would have made sense too. Not as much sense as flanking into these guys because they're more dangerous. But he ended up flanking into my naked swords for some reason. And that actually gave me time to flank these guys, these Italian swordsmen over here.
Keep moving! As you say!
And then, after that, he ended up flanking into.
Anti-cavalry tactics! Alright! More commanding now!
I was scared about flanking or fighting these guys because I was going to think these noble fighters were going to flank me, but they didn't.
It's running! Form a screen with your shield!
I decided to go into screen shield just to deny these general bodyguard of a successful charge against my own general.
Forward!
My general was in some danger, not against this general, but against these Iberian swordsmen, just because they were. He ended up charging into this unit of naked swords, which I was fine with. These noble fighters got some damage done on my men, but they weren't really successful.
Let's go! Gotcha! That's what you're doing, that damn sword, you fool! Hold up the shield wall! Back, warriors, back! As you say! Ah! Forward!
Yeah, the battle was pretty much over. So yeah, that's it for replays. And let's try to get a multiplayer battle going. The only problem is who to use. The barbarians seem to have a how do you pronounce it? Hegemony over pretty much any other faction. Whoops. Seems to be preferred over anything else. Who's a good faction to use? I haven't used in a while. I haven't used Bactria in a while. Boye or Boyai. Definitely not Egypt. Haven't used Carthage. Tylus I've used. Pontus I used recently. I used Pergamon, and I think I lost. I'm not using the Nomads. The Nervi, against what I'm going up against, could be useful. I mean, the Iceni do have chariots. Spear Brothers could be quite useful against them. Who knows? I'm trying to stay away from the Swebby, because I've favored them for a little bit too long. Let's try Athens. Let's favor Halpate warfare over everything else. I don't like using pikemen, and I'm going to try not to use pikemen. Against Rome, I'd be better off using Rhodian Slingers. Just against Rome. Maybe against these guys too. 2 Hippeus. Citizen Cav, I don't know. Maybe in conjunction with Thracian Warriors would be a good idea. I just decreased the price, so I have to be careful now. 510. Alright, that's fine. Not a problem. I've never used Therios Hoplites. They have a better charge than regular Hoplites, but are overall worse. They have less health, less melee defense, which means they're worse in Hoplite Wall. They have... yeah, they're just worse overall. But this is a tough one. I have Thorax Hoplites, these guys. I really don't know what I want, because I can't get another Citizen Cav. Maybe 3 Cav is good enough. Bring in another Thracian Warriors to compensate for it. Oh wait, just have to make sure I have the right general selected. I don't. Commander would be better. Gives a melee defense boost with raised banner. Of course, you can't use it too often. Just like Second Wind. That's not good. He changed my faction. He's planning on bringing pikemen. Yeah. Planning on a corps of pikemen. It's hard to pull off pikemen. However, if you have better skirmishers, you can pull off pikemen, the pikeman corps. The only way pikemen can actually win is, of course, if their opponent is in front of them. And in pike versus pike combat, really, I think it comes down to melee attack and superior health and armor. The unit that has better health, better armor, and better melee attack will win, no matter what. I mean, against pikes, I think no matter what, they score a successful hit, which is why naked swords tend to get massacred by pikes, especially if they charge on them, because pikes used to have expert charge defense, so if they weren't in pike formation and you charged them frontally, they'd be able to block that charge.
General!
I think I'm going to turn off formation attack.
Understood! Hoplites!
If the need be, I'm going to use these Thracian warriors to support, most likely my general.
Thracian warriors! Thracian warriors!
Kill them warriors! Ready! Hippeus lancers. The brave ready for orders. Citizen cavalry!
Pace Lancers aren't that bad. I used to think of them as pretty decent cav. However, when you understand how mass works, they're not that bad.
General! Over there is an army of fools, brought to the field of death by lies and falsehoods. Our swords, spears, and arrows will kill them, but the true cause of their defeat and deaths is idiocy. Make ready!
Hoplites ready! Double time!
Now this is one of those weird maps. My
The
finger
enemy is attacking our allies!
switched. I could sacrifice.
Warriors, eager for blood!
I can sacrifice a unit of Thracian warriors.
General!
As you command!
At the double! Thracian warriors!
Warriors, move out! Run!
General!
So now I'm down a unit, but hopefully, if whatever he's doing, if he wants to pike box, because he just said he's going to, if it works. Because if it doesn't, and these units over here flank me, I'm done for. I should beat the Romans no matter what because of my superior numbers. Well, actually, I don't know what he has over here. I mean, these are just Principes, and Principes cost 680, I think. In any case, if this Iceni guy flanks me,
Orders! Warriors, move out! Get running!
then I'm done for. There's a unit over there that I can beat.
General!
I can't move anymore until I'm very sure that the Iceni aren't going to flank me. However, I can't tell because they're over here. If they come down this hill, I'm done for. Okay, so the Romans do have superior numbers. And with that being said, they flank me, I'm done for. I don't think he should have told them that he was going to make a pike box, because me over here, of course.
Slingers!
We shouldn't run into any problems, but I have to keep a close eye on my back. I'll just look at the mini-map just in case.
We'll kill them all!
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Yep, the Iceni are going to flank me. I have to retreat.
Our general is under attack.
I had a feeling they were going to try. I can still pull out, but it's going to be difficult.
Our hidden units have been discovered.
Thorax hoplites! Warriors! Thorax hoplites! At your service.
Understood. By your
Battle
command.
ready! Thorax hoplites! Advance at speed! Warriors! Get ready! Forward!
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
By your command. Roar! Charge! As you for glory! Imperious Lancers! Engage! Forward! Battle ready! Hoplite phalanx! Thracian warriors! Imperious Lancers! Citizen cavalry! Riders, advance! Warriors, eager for blood! Hoplites ready! Advance! Yours to command. Hoplites! Engage! Form phalanx now! Thorax hoplites! Orders understood. Orders. Hoplites! Hoplite phalanx! Spear infantry!
The men are wavering.
Shock cavalry ready. Riders, advance! Riders, at the double! Engage! Hoplites! Commander! Understood! Hippeus Lancers! Slingers! Fire on the enemy! Now! Thracian warriors!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Yours to command! Break advance! Poleaxe Hoplites! Attack their position! Your orders! Quickly now! Hippeus Lancers! Thracian warriors! Ready to ride! Charge! Battle ready!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Attack for glory! Brave, ready for orders. Break, engage! Hippeus Lancers. Orders. On my order!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Hippeus Lancers. Commander, ready and waiting. Your orders. We await your command.
Orders understood.
Heavy cavalry ready and willing.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Slingers! Break, advance!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Orders understood. We await your command. Spearmen at the ready. Form phalanx now! By your command. Heavy horse at your command. Slingers! Engage! Spearmen ready for orders. Back, men!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Hoplite phalanx! Hippeus Lancers. Ready and waiting. Orders. Fall back!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Riders, move out!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
No matter what I did, the Iceni just followed up.
General! Yes, Commander! Advance at speed! At the double! Advance! By your command!
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
Populate phalanx! Loose! Advance at speed! Double time! Populates ready! We await your command.
An entire unit has perished.
Slingers! Take aim!
Our general has fallen.
If this guy hadn't pike boxed, we probably could have won this. It's not a big deal though.
Populates!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Pesky chariots.
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Populates ready! Spearmen, ready for orders! Populates!
We are losing ground.
Man, this was really valiant. But Palpatine warfare is pretty interesting. I mean, I use units that cost 710 that were spear units too, mind you, to beat a unit of Principes which were cost I think 680 or so. I'll have to check after this. And I could have beat the Romans. I could have, if it was just me
Our
versus the
men
Romans.
flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
It's pretty obvious that we're not going to win because my opponent has, or my ally has nothing really left.
An entire unit has perished.
Swords, my boys! Swords!
I'd rather have flexibility than forcing myself to use pikemen because, yes, pikemen can beat
Stand to! Prepare!
anything frontally.
Remember your training! Send them screaming to the afterlife!
but I'd still rather have that flexibility of using my swordsmen wherever I want instead of having to make them, you know, have their flanks protected, because swordsmen don't have to have their flanks protected, even though, you know, if their flanks aren't protected, they'll die faster. Can I help him? Like, my entire army got destroyed.
Why did I ever leave the wife? She wasn't this bad. Not what you said last night.
Oh.
Oi, piggy boy! You want some of this? Looks small, aren't enough to kill. There is much to be said for the old ways. I suppose this is what Roman idiots call unspotted. Show them how real men fight!
His general just died. Oh wait, no, he's right there. But those Bruton slingers are gonna pound them until they die.
We have discovered the enemy's hidden units.
I mean, technically, if you want to be like 100% honest, this guy was a bad ally. But in all fairness, he brought pikemen as a core. He still could have helped. And that was a bad move right there, to put his pikemen right in front of his chariots right in front of those pikemen. It's pretty obvious they were gonna die. It was a valiant defeat. I got destroyed. The Iceni got the upper hand on me because of the fact that they flanked me. But they also killed a lot of this guy's army, and this guy only got 434 kills. I got 1,439, and I was like inches away from beating my Roman opponent as well. My Thracian warriors did good overall, for their cost, of course. Veteran Hoplites got a lot of kills, picked Hoplites got a lot of kills. My entire army, however, as a whole, got destroyed. Only like fragments remain. This guy was very unfortunate. His Silver Shield swordsman got a lot of kills, but his pikemen didn't. And that happens. I'm gonna do one more battle. Just one more, and then I'll call it that. I'm just gonna fight this guy again. I want to use pikemen. I could use Pergamon, of course. Alright. This guy was in one of my replays. He's the guy that said that he wanted to use all infantry. Oh dear. Yeah, in those two battles we won. Most of the kills came from me, but I'm not gonna bloat or anything. I think as a whole we did pretty good. A game of spears are very useful. Useful for flanking. Let's see. Let's bring a general, a game of spears, 2 Galatian swords. Another game of spears where my general will be on the right flank. I've never brought picked peltasts because of their price. Yes, they have 41 missile damage. Yes, they have 8 shots per minute. They also have 10 ammunition, which is the same as light peltasts. But their melee stats are not good enough for me to bring them, because these guys can be beaten by Thracian peltasts. It's just not good enough. Armor's the same as regular peltasts. In fact, I think I'm going to bring peltasts instead of slingers. $700 left. I'm not bringing another unit of pikemen. I can't get away with 2 Galatian swords. If I'm correct, that's another unit of Pontic Royal Cav, 3 Cappadocians. I mean, Pontus' real strength lies in their Cappadocians, because Galatia also has access to them, but as mercenaries, and Cappadocians are the best mid-tier melee cav unit in the game. The Thessalians could be the best mid-tier shock, but then you have to take into account the Nomads, armored lancers, which are also heavy but cost less because they have less armor. I hope I don't get flanked again. But El Trigo's pretty decent. He made some mistakes in the other battle, but he was pretty decent. And I think that we'll win this one for sure. I played against this guy already. I'm not going to tell him. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Anyway. Let's get down to business. Actually, no, I said he's going to be on the right flank.
General! Spear infantry, ready! Hoplites, ready!
That works.
Ready for orders. Hoplites! At your service. Ready!
It's been a really long time since I've used pikemen in a multiplayer battle, except if you consider that an Empress battle that I did recently.
Sword! Battle! Ready!
My Galatian units will be here.
Archers!
Archers, which might not actually be used this entire match, will be put there. And
Citizen cavalry and wait.
my main units, which are the units that are probably going to win match for me are behind. Have to take extreme care with them. The last thing I want is to lose my Perkinese Noble Cav before I can use it to hammer and anvil with my pikemen. That's why I brought pikemen, to do hammer and anvil tactics. His archers are facing the wrong way, but he did bring these guys last battle. If you guys didn't notice, I was playing as Pontus, and I was playing as Galatia. It was that battle that he brought them. No, it was the battle where I was playing as the Lusitani that he brought them. These units are going to make sure that I can hold infantry in place while I use my pikemen to kill off whatever I need to.
You let these dogs insult you? Insult our ancestors? Our gods? No! We'll put an end to this affront. Let us see if they still... I think he's planning on staying over here. He did say small hill advantage, but I don't have Tarentines, and he has Scythian horse archers. He'd be better off scouting than I would, because I could end up losing my citizen cav. I think he knew that he was facing the wrong way. Anyway, last battle I wasn't able to win because I got flanked. I would have beaten the Romans for sure. For sure. But I ended up losing because of being flanked. Yeah, he up on the wrong side.
General! Yes, Commander! Orders! Riders!
In previous streams, I used to think that armor, if you had less armor, you'd move faster because, you know, if you notice units that are heavier,
The enemy is attacking
do
our
that.
ally!
Unfortunately, it's not true. One thing that you should never do is bunch up his men like this, because he's gonna lose. Oh my gosh. He has Doric. My Macedonian opponent probably has Doric's pikemen. Doric's pikemen will beat regular pikemen because they have more melee attack. They also have 70 armor. I think they also have better health, but that's not important. Doesn't matter really whether or not I do. These Cappadocians are gonna they'll take a lot of hit point damage if they try to stay in range. And doesn't look like he's gonna move anymore, so I'll just move to the left. It's not a big deal. Now, if he can focus on these Cappadocians, and those are Pontic Peltas, if he has to move, of course. If he did enough hit point damage, then these guys should win. However, with these Celtic warriors coming into support, he has a problem. He should wait until I set up, because I haven't set up yet. Doesn't look like he is going to. If those are citizen cab, then I can, yeah, they are. So I can come into support. This is going to be chaotic.
Citizen! Riders, advance! Advance at speed! Advance at speed!
Unit got messed up. I think it was my general. Yeah, it was. I have to reform my line.
Citizen cavalry! Charge! At the double! Peltasks! Loose! Double time! Battle ready! Peltasks! At the double! At speed! Pikes ready! Halt! Attack their position! Pikes at the ready! Form phalanx! Swords! At your service! Advance at speed! Citizen cavalry! Ready and waiting. Citizen cavalry! Your order? Peltasks! Orders understood! Swords!
The enemy general is dead.
Fight for glory! Roar!
So far, so good.
Missiles awaiting targets. Double time! We hunger for blood and battle! Citizen cavalry! Pikemen!
The men are wavering.
Orders! Pikes! Battle ready! As you command! Melee fighters ready! Give us spears!
Yes, Commander.
Pikemen! Break the line! Ready! Cut them down!
this is gonna get chaotic very quickly.
Noble cavalry! Quickly now! Spears! Get running! Pikes! Pikemen! Commander! Understood! Advance at speed! Pikemen! By your command!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Peltasks! Now! Orders! At speed! Citizen cavalry! Advance at speed!
I'm gonna see if I can get into those naked swords over there.
Again our spears! Fire on the enemy! Pikemen, ready for orders! Advance at speed! Ready and waiting! Swords! Pikemen! Yes, Commander! Spearmen at the ready! Again our spears! March! Double time! Hoplites ready! Form phalanx now! Take aim! Commander!
Why are you walking?
Square formation!
No, I gotta get them out of
By your
there.
command! Pikemen! Break the lines! Again our spears! As you command! To arms! Pikes! By your command! Understood! Again our spears! Orders understood! Withdraw!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
As you command! Understood! Engage! Yes, Commander! Orders! Pikemen! By your command! Orders! Noble cavalry!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Pikemen! Yes, forward! We await your command. Commander! Pikemen! Pikemen! Form phalanx! As you command! At the double!
I've been playing with Pergamon long enough to know where this is going.
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Advance! Yes, Commander! By your command! Ready! Ready and waiting! General! Orders! Pikemen! Break the lines! Warriors!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
For glory! Orders understood. Commander. As you command. Waiting. At the double! Spearmen, ready for orders. Yes, Commander. Form phalanx now! Pikes! Peltasks! Ready to run. As you command. Noble cavalry, by your command. Engage! Ready. At the double. Your orders. Quick march!
One of our units has used all its ammunition.
Form
There's an opening right here.
Quickly now! At speed! Double time! Advance! Spear infantry ready! Hoplites! At double! Quick march! Orders! Hack them down! Pikes! Peltasts! Advance! Hoplites! Ready and waiting.
Our allies' general has fallen.
Those sky chariots are going to be a problem. I wonder if I can get to them.
Now! Orders! Orders understood! Yes, Commander! Advance at speed! We wait your command. Fire on the enemy now! As you command! Advance! Forward! Noble cavalry! Pray forward! Understood! Quick march!
Orders understood.
As you command! Pikemen! Peltasts! Fire on the enemy!
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Noble cavalry! Withdraw! General! Archers!
Our general is under attack.
To arms! Square formation! Missile infantry! Fire! Noble cavalry! Pikes and ready! At your service! Advance at speed! Noble cavalry! Quickly now!
The enemy general is dead.
Forward!
Hammer and anvil.
Pikemen! Heavy cavalry ready and willing. Hack advance! Noble cavalry! Pikemen! Pikes! Archers! Gave our spears! Forward! Charge! Pikes! And the double! Noble cavalry!
All these guys are trying to do is flank my pikemen, but I will always have a unit that's behind it for the same reason.
Your orders? Ready and waiting. Advance! Heavy horse at your... Hoplites, ready! Advance at speed! Missiles awaiting targets. Pikes! Yes, Commander! By your command! At your service. Ready. Ready. Pikemen! As you...
Our men flee the field of battle. This is a shameful display.
Engage! Hoplites! Commander! Form phalanx! Double time! Noble cavalry! Raiders! At the double! Raiders! Advance! Advance at speed! Quickly now! Pikes! Your orders? Raiders! At the double! Noble cavalry!
Chariots are doing some work,
Pikes!
but it's too late.
Ready. At speed! By your command! Double time! Ready. Pike infantry ready! Charge! Yours to command. Orders understood. Ready. And the double! A game of spears! Take aim!
Yeah, it's a good game. I ended up getting 1,435 kills. My ally, Altegro, got 1,382. He didn't do as bad as he said he did. Could have gotten more kills though. This Ponic Swordsman General did really well. Fortunately, he died in the middle of battle. My general barely got touched. Yeah, barely. My Pergamines Noble Cav, the units that I wanted to do really well, did. Galatians did fine. Palpitates barely got into the battle. This unit of a Game of Spears did well. My light Peltas did what they were supposed to against the Pontic Peltas. And yeah, so we benefited from that. Yeah, it's not a big deal. Anyway, guys, thanks for watching. And hopefully I'll be able to stream tomorrow. On Thursday I have something very important to do. But I'll do my best to stream on Thursday and tomorrow. So with that being said, thanks for watching, and I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Bye, guys. I really need an outro.